Hi everyone, this is Pastor Josh here for your midweek message. And sorry I missed last week. Some stuff came up, but I'm back this week for Luke chapter 7. We're talking about Jesus getting his feet anointed by the woman of ill repute. So it's an interesting text. Jesus is at a dinner party with some Pharisees, and they're not treating him very well. But this woman bursts in, and she gets down at his feet right there in the middle of the meal in front of God and everybody, and just starts sobbing, just pouring rain. The Greek is literally, she was raining like a torrential rain from her face, tear just coming down. And she kisses his feet and dries it with her hair, and then pulls out this ointment or perfume, it's kind of like scented lotion thing, and puts it on his feet, all so that he is anointed, that she's trying to express her gratitude. And the dinner guests kind of scoff, laugh, make fun of her, make fun of Jesus. And he kind of explains to them about how when debts are forgiven, if someone with a small debt and someone with a large debt had a debt they could not pay, and the debt collector just forgave both of their debts, who would be the most grateful? The one with the most debt or the one with the least amount of debt? And they all said the most debt. And so he explained that this woman, she had a lot of debt forgiven, a lot of sin forgiven, and so she's really, really grateful. And it kind of got me thinking on terms of strength, that one of the things that I forget, and that I think we all forget, especially as Christians, that we think that strength comes from our ability to bootstrap, our ability to pick ourselves up, and make it happen, and our gumption, and all that's important. And one of the things that's kind of counterintuitive is that our real strength, not that those things aren't important, because they are. Perseverance and is all good stuff. But there's another kind of strength that comes, and it comes through submission. It comes through this ability to fall on our face, to know where we are when we're in the presence of God, to really have that vulnerability, and that we find strength in the midst of that vulnerability. Because in the lesson for today, you have these two people. You have this Pharisee and this prostitute. And the Pharisee looks like he's a good person. He looks like he's doing all the right types of things. And this prostitute, she's a prostitute. Everyone knows she's a prostitute. And yet, Jesus praises the prostitute and he condemns the church guy. And it makes me understand a little bit more how we as people, it's not about looking right. That our strength, our power, it's about being the people of God. It's not about doing the right things for the people of God. It's about really inwardly being the right type of people, being the people of God. Because Christ wants us to have this great life, this life more abundant and free. But that doesn't mean he just wants us to give us a bunch of junk. We don't all win the lottery. But that there's this strength and this meaning that comes from our lives, and it comes through this submission, this piece of understanding that we can't do it and that Christ can. And that he says, "Come unto me all who are weary and heavy laden, and I will give you rest, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light." It's not that there's no burden, it's that the burden's light. And that Christ helps us, that Christ is a part of that process. And there's so much, goodness and uplifting force, because it's not about wearing your Sunday best. It is not about saying the right prayers or singing the right songs or all these things that we think worship is about. That real worship, that really being in the divine presence of God is a state of on our knees. It's a state of saying, we can't do it, you can, thank you, God. And that's what life's supposed to be about. That's what our relationship with God is about. It's about this faith that moves us, that inspires us, that invigorates us. It is not about doing the, I'm going to use air quotes, right things. It's about being the right people. Jesus always threw over the tables. He always confronted the social norms of the day because he cared about people. And I think that's what we have to be about. We have to be about people. We have to be about what God would have us do. So I hope that helps this week. I won't be here on Sunday. I've got a personal matter to take care of, but I will see you next week. God bless. See you soon.